let's take the government will continue to cut 30% salaries of state appointees. This is what the president said about that.
We're aiming to restore and sustain macroeconomic stability within the next 3 to 6 years, with a focus on ensuring debt sustainability to promote durable and inclusive growth while protecting the poor. We've decided to review the reforms in the energy sector, the capping of statutory funds, implementation of the Exemptions Act, and a new property rate regime. We've also decided to continue with the policy of 30% cut in the salaries of political office holders, including the president, vice president, ministers, deputy ministers, MMDCs, and SOE appointees in 2023, just as we will continue with the 30% cut in discretionary expenditures of ministries, departments, and agencies.
65, you hear Professor Stephen Adair saying we don't even need 65 ministers, we need just about 40. 40 is enough to govern this country. What do you say? What do you make of all of that? Is 30% of their salaries enough? Remember also that we are still dealing with a few coupons. We are dealing with a lot of things that they are still enjoying for free. All right? Is 30% of their salary enough? His Excellency Sam PLA is here, a legal practitioner and a diplomat, a former High Commissioner. Thank you very much for your time. Do I allow you to rest?
No,
or you can go ahead.
I can.
All right, so 30%.
If Kami has finished.
Yeah, yes. So we can go to yours and then we come back. So 30% cut salaries, and also part of the measures. We've heard this. We've not seen it. I'm not too sure we can see it on paper that this is how much. Did the finance minister tell us in any budget reading how much we are accrued from the 30% cut? I don't remember.
No, they say it's hidden in the budget somewhere, but I haven't seen it.
All right. I haven't seen it as well. But is that enough in these times? I'm too sure not.
Well, once again, I want to absorb your station.
Okay.
From whatever I'm going to say.
Okay.
From all legal implications.
Right.
Because where we are now, it is about time we spoke the truth. And in the language that the people we have voted for would understand.
Right.
Whatever the president said without evidence, because it's not the first time he said that they have reduced their salary by 30%. Into which accounts have these monies been paid? How much has accrued? And therefore, what net profit and not savings have this country made? It's another fraudulent statement. Pure fraud. Because when he first said it, I was expecting that the subsequent budget or any government statement would have given us these details. Are you following me?
Indeed.
So you can, this president should not be allowed always brandishing his style of communication, and then Kojo Upon Gruma will come and explain to us as if all of us are idiots. We didn't go to school apart from him. The last presidential address was recorded, isn't it? So if it was recorded, pre-recorded, then wherever there are ambiguities, what you do is to try to get the president to explain it into further details. You took that video, showed it to us, and now you are coming to tell us that what the president said is not what we are understanding. Kojo Nkrumah, from class 1, nursery to JSS 1, was it with my son? So it is not you, Kojo Nkrumah, coming to explain, teach me what English means. See, you know why we are here as a country? Now we have nowhere to go above survival level. We are just sunk. We, as a country, we have just sunk. He is in the energy sector. Ask him, in his whole life, has he seen this period of increases? Has he seen it before? And what is our hope that we can even gather enough dollars just for the petroleum sector alone. That is, if you are not doing anything at all for the petroleum sector to stabilize, where are we getting those dollars from?
Where do you have the dollars?
The dollars, we must have the dollars.
We might.
We may have the dollars because the first $750 million that came, it just sank.
Yeah.
Where did that money go? Where did that money go?
Shall we interchange?
What is,
Payment of that? I'm sure.
I don't know where it's gone.
Okay.
Chief, it is not for you. Don't annoy me this morning. In
To
fact,
find excuses.
don't annoy me. It is for the government to say that the money, $750 million, was
Right.
taken on behalf of Ghanaians,
Okay.
especially for the young people who are going to pay in 30 years. The money was taken on their behalf. And then for this, what we have used the money for, 1, 2, 3. It is not for you to come and sit here this morning and tell me maybe it's from interchange. Have you seen the from interchange? What has happened to it? We are here where we are now, unable to do anything. And I'm wondering whether we can get up. See, I am not a naysayer, but now I'm a Jeremiah. Because there's no ray of hope. Today, what this country is waiting for is IMF. IMF what? IMF what? How much would IMF give you? Already you have various crocodile mouths to feed. You are owing this, you are owing this, you are owing that. Let Lawyer Jantua tell you how much we are owing internally to banks, to individuals, treasury bills, pension funds. Let him tell you. And you are depending on cocoa syndicated loans to be able to buy more cocoa and sell, isn't it? So they can get the money. Today, the cocoa production is going down because of Galamsey. So where are you going to get that money from? You appointed a finance minister who thought that going to the bond market as if he was doing investment was the better option for us. Whereas he knew that the bond prices are always higher. And when he was taking the bonds and celebrating it with kinky parties, he thought that it was free. This government has, at every twist and turn, defrauded Ghanaians. This government has, I don't talk like that. I normally don't talk like that. I'm very angry and I'm very hurt and I have a right to be. Even with the COVID, they defrauded us. Do you know who brought COVID into this country? At the time European countries were closing their borders, our president planned to go to Norway. And you saw him in his Eskimo dress. You saw him. And when he came with the Norwegian ambassador, they said 2 people had COVID. The Norwegian ambassador had to be flown back, and he went and died. The second person was Nana Akufo-Addo, because there were 2 persons who came from the flight. Who is the Turkish man they were talking about? Now, having brought the COVID, we were thinking that he was going to be quarantined. Remember the argument about quarantine? They said, no, Pong Nkrumah would go to air. Because they knew they were going to profit from the COVID. Can I tell you why they have profited from the COVID? They said they are giving you free water. They are giving you free electricity. Was it free?
We paid, of course. There was this 1% level.
You are paying the water and everything. Still, you are paying COVID levy for 2 years. Nana Jantua, your grandmother who was in the village, who was not part of the lockdown, and therefore was not given any food. Your grandmother who was in the village and didn't have any electricity, she is now paying for the COVID. 2 years we have paid. And how much has it accrued? Tell me, you are a journalist. Tell me how much it accrued.
So far, 30% cut salaries is inadequate. What were you expecting more? A lot of us have said that.
The first thing this president should have done was to cut his ministers to 30 on even minimum. All the ministers you see in their parade, people, what do they do? What do they actually add to the young man on the street? What did they add to his value to his life? If you put China, US, Nigeria, and then Great Britain and Germany together, Ghana's ministers are more than 3 for these 5 combined countries. 5 countries. 3. Look at China's population of 1.4 billion. How many ministers do they have? 20. 20. This president came and said he was in a hurry. And so we allowed him to appoint 125 ministers. 125 ministers. In a hurry to go where? This is where you have landed us.
I see.
You see, and you go and even at the COVID, why is at the COVID? You know, we had Noguchi. You know Gucci.
Yeah.
They brought that company, Nigerian company. He made 17 million and gave us only 1 million. Do you know the owners of the hotels they were sending the COVID people to? Do you know the owners of those hotels? Do you know how much this country paid for the COVID? So on the expenditure side, this is how they profited. Now come to the income side. IMF just gave us money, this money, World Bank, this money. Where they spend all those monies?
Plus stabilization fund.
Plus
they took money
stabilization
out of
and
it.
health fund.
And then
Bank of Ghana.
1% COVID levy.
1%. Where are all those monies? See,
Right.
this time it's no longer a joke. I'm an old man. We have seen a little bit. But these young people I see, anytime I come to the studio, I watch their faces. How much did they spend to come to school office today? Today, when we used to, if you have 200 CDs in your pocket to the filling station, it was a big deal. Today,
200 doesn't do anything for your
2 gallons. And you are saying what?
So let me let me allow His Excellency to relax and take some water.